Good afternoon, everyone, or whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. I'm Ron with MSCR. We're going to go through a functional fitness class today. This one is going to be there's going to be strength involved. We're also going to have quite a bit of balance involved. So if you need to right now, just pause the video, go get yourself a chair to use. We're not going to be sitting in it, but you will for balance. I'd prefer that you have it. If not, get yourself a pole. These are great. You can stand up with it and you can hold it for balance. They're wonderful to use. If you don't have one, you can use a broom handle, something like that. But what you want to do is make sure that you're not using like a wooden broom handle on a slippery floor that doesn't have carpeting on, because they do slide out from under you. And we're using that for stabilization. So this is a really good thing I'm going to be using. I just keep talking, but if you I can kill time while you go get your chair. All right, if you are ready to start, we're going to go about 45 minutes. Like I said, there will be weights involved. So while you're getting your chair and your stick, get yourself some weights too. Remember, you have some options with the weights. Actually, let's get warming up while we do that. Just side to side. Bring the arms across as you do. Step, touch. For weights, again, you can use just about anything. Soup cans. I really like the jugs for laundry detergent. Those work really well. You can put different amounts of water in them. So just push off and push off, depending on what weight you want, and over. That's a great handles too. One of the things I worry about with the soup cans is that as you pick them up, anything that's overhead gets to be an issue. All right, and let's take a turn to the side. Over, rotate through the hips. Keep those hips straight. You're above in the torso. And around and around. Take your time with it. Feel the legs warming up. A little bend in those knees. Start pushing up now as you go. Each side and around, up and around. Shake that out just a little bit. Give a little break here. So what we do is warm the muscles up a little bit at a time as we go, till we get into being able to do the strength exercises. But when you start out with all the stretches, make sure you're taking your time with it. Don't try to do the most you can right away. Give those muscles a chance. All right, hands on hips, feet apart. Let's take that neck, bring that ear down to the shoulder. Remember to keep the back in alignment when you do that. Bring it back up on the other side and down. You'll see people doing this with the shoulders forward. You want to make sure those shoulders stay back the whole time. Over to the other side. Anytime you roll your shoulders forward, you run the risk of all the work goes into the lower back at that time. Over, up. Roll the shoulders back. Small circles starting out with, and getting a little bigger with it. Again, take your time with it. Don't go nuts. Not yet. We'll go nuts later. And back around the other way, little at a time. And around and around. As big as you can get them, big circles, and bring the arms down. Shake that out just a little bit. Let's get the hips involved. I want us to take with the feet shoulder width apart. Always make sure that the toes, knees are all in alignment. And let's just go around with that hip. So you're going to take it forward, round to the side and back. The only thing that's moving are the hips. Don't let the upper body go. One thing you do is keep your hands above as you do it and make sure that they don't move. And we want to go one way and back the others. So you're in the privacy of your own home when you do this kind of move. I'm not. Around and around and around. All right, hands on hips. We're going to do the knees, so bring the feet a little closer together. And what we're going to do is put your hands on your knees and just rotate through those knees. So we're rotating the ankles, we're rotating the knee joint and the hips at the same time. We want to get all those loosened up so that when we go into our lower body stuff, those joints are all ready to handle it. And back the other way, same thing. Take your time with it. Try to get as much rotation as you can, keeping most of the body straight. Bring it back. And arms up on the, hands up on the shoulders. First thing we're going to do with a little bend in the knees. Again, knees and toes forward. Rotate from the torso. And coming back up again. Around to the other side, same thing. Follow it around. And back to center. A little deeper this time. We're stretching out the middle of that spine. Middle of the spine is where rotation comes from. We want to make sure that we keep that nice and loose, otherwise it gets tightened up, because we have a tendency to turn our whole body instead of just rotating. And if you do this long enough and enough of these, you'll be able to check your blind spot really well. And back up, bring the arms down, shake it out. I want you to bring the arms up overhead. So go into just a little bit of a squat and bring the arms up, nice and high, and back down. Kick that butt out in that squat. Back up. Don't go down very deep. You don't have to. It's up to you. What's comfortable for you, but make sure that that butt is going out. The knees stay pretty much right over the toes, or right over the ankles as you do this. And up, down, kicking that butt out, and up. So let's get a little more aggressive with that as we warmed up those hips and that. So what we're going to do is we're going to step forward, bringing the arms up, stretching it out. Take your time with it, and back. Other leg, pick it up, step forward, toes stay pointed forward, knees are right over the toes, and back. And again, take your time with it. Find your balance. Sometimes you get a little wobbly as you put that foot out. Take your time. Make sure you're solid before those arms go up. And out. Bring the arms up and back down. All right, so we went front and back. Let's go side to side. First of all, just step out and bring the arm up. Knees right over the toe and come back down. Other side, same thing. You just step out. Feet stay parallel. Reach out and back. Up and back. Up. And that knee goes forward. It doesn't go sideways. Always make sure that that knee and toe are going in the same direction. And out, up, and back. So now we're going to take them both up. As we go out and back in, stretch it out nice and deep and back in. Start taking some nice deep breaths as you do this. Inhaling on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Inhale and exhale. And up and back down. And just take out. We're going to step out, bring the arms up, step back, going into a step jack. If you want to do a full jumping jack, you can feel free. Go into this, all of that if you want. It's up to you. This is your workout. You take it at your level. And the nice thing with this is if at any time you get tired, you can just put it on pause and sit down for a little bit. Take a drink of water. Do whatever you need to do. You don't have to go from the front to the back, start to finish, with no stops if you don't want to, if you don't have to. And step back, roll the shoulders back. All right, next thing we're going to do is putting the hands on the hips. Again, we're going to step out. So we're going to come out just a little bit more. So you're going to keep that back straight. Knee goes over the toe. Toes are pointed forward. Stretch out this inner thigh right here. You're going to feel a nice stretch. Don't go down too far. Come back up. Let's take it down again. A little bit of a stretch there. Roll that, push that butt out. So what you're doing is, let's go to the other side. Start out with the feet side by side. You're stepping out, toes are parallel, and you're kicking that butt right straight back. Everything happens behind. You're going to feel the stretch going up the back and in the inner thighs. Back up. Step out. And if you want, bring those arms out front at the same time. Kind of a counterbalance, because you want to keep that weight from the ball of the foot back to the heel. Back. Don't go into the toes. And up. Ball of the foot is the farthest you go forward. Furthest you go forward. Because the toes are not made to support weight. They're just to make those fine-tuning balance moves. All right, so let's bring the knees up. Let's get a little going that way. We started to warm the hips up. Let's do it a little more. Bring the arms into it, into a march. And up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep the back straight as you do it. A little bit at a time. Bring that knee up as high as you can get it. But you may just be able to do this, and that's fine. Remember, when you're standing on that single leg with that other leg up in the air, you're working balance here. It's all coming out of the stomach. And up, and up. Core's doing the work to keep you upright. And up, up, up. Check your feet to make sure that the legs are going in line with the knees. All right, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to take and bring the elbow across. We're going to get a little bit of rotation. The joints don't have to touch. It's not about the elbow and the knee touching. It's about getting that rotation up the back. Feel it in the middle of the back, upper shoulders, down into the hips, and across. If you need to, just go up on your toe. You still just get that rotation and really tighten up the muscles in the core. Grab those abdominals and just like that. You can even do that if you want. You go, and back, back, and back. All right. Nice movement. Next thing I want you to do, hands to the side. Start out nice and simple, a little bend in the knees, feet shoulder width apart. Always remember to find your neutral position before you start. Start by just bringing that arm across and across. Bring it out. Start stretching that other arm back if you can, and back. Keeping the hips straight as you go, and over. So we're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to touch the knee and around. It doesn't have to be touching the knee. Just reach down. Don't turn the back or don't bend the back to get down there. Remember, those shoulder blades always stay back. And touch and low. This is about rotation, especially about working out the muscles on the sides, those obliques on the side of the stomach. Now we're going to bring the arms out to the side. Bring the feet a little more apart with the back straight. And let me show you from this angle as you come down. The butt's going out. The back arm is coming up nice and high. And back up again. Same on the other side. Trying to keep those shoulders at a straight line, 180 degrees, right to left. Only go down as far as is comfortable for you. Do not bend the back as you go down. You're always keeping a straight spine. Down. Spine is meant to be straight unless you mean to turn it or bend it. Up and down. Up and down, and we're good. Okay, we're going to do one of my favorites. As a progression, we're going to start out with just a forward step, hands on the hips, going out into a lunge. So you're going to step out and push back. Alternating legs, pick the other one up, do the same thing. And back. When you come down, this knee stays right over the ankle. What you do is you collapse that back knee and come right down the middle. Down and back, down and back. When you push off with that foot, don't push off with the toe. A lot of people like to go up on the toe and try to push back. Push back the ball of the foot to the heel and come back and back. It takes all that stress off the knee, because if you're going off the toes, that goes right through the knee. So the next thing I'm going to have you do is we're going to do that step out just like we did before. But we're going to reach our hands forward as we do. Back is going to stay straight. Roll the shoulder blades down and just reach those arms out. Keep that knee right over that ankle on the front and roll the shoulders out now. They're still down, but you want to get a nice stretch up through the back and through the shoulders and through the arms. And bring those arms back in. We're going to do the same on the other side. Step up, reach out, back stays straight, kicking that butt out again, feeling the stretch through the hamstrings, through the glutes, reaching out and coming back. Now, I go quite far in that. If you can't go that far, that's fine. Just go what's right for you. If you start leaning forward or bending the shoulders down, stop before that. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to step forward, reaching out. This time we're going to bring the hands up overhead. This is a balance challenge again, so set your feet as wide apart as you need them to keep you upright. Bring those shoulders back, roll them back, stick that chest out. Inhale and exhale and back down. Going to do it the same with the other leg now. Stepping out, coming down. Arms are going to be out in front just like they were before. And bring the arms back. Shoulder blades are back. Deep breath. Again, working balance here. You should be little twitching side to side is exactly what we want. You want a little bit of challenge for the balance system in your brain. All right. Next one we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to add one more piece to it. So I'm going to have you step forward. Reach out, back is straight, bring the hands up overhead, open up the chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together, come back down in front. Now I want you to take the hand over the extended knee and I want you to bring it around to the side. Only go as far as you can. You're going to feel stretch going up the side of the leg. Bring it back, keep that other hand right straight forward and bring them back together and step in. Other side, we're going to do the same thing. Stepping it out, reaching forward. Roll the shoulders out, but the back is straight, and bring the hands up overhead. Deep, open up the chest, roll the shoulder blades back, and come back down again. Again, that hand that's over the extended knee to the front, and bring that arm behind you. Feel the chest open up, especially feel the front of the shoulder opening up. Keep the hands parallel to the floor. Back together. Step it back. Seriously, that is one of my favorite exercises because we get through a whole lot with that one. Next one we're going to do, we just take and stand. Again, knees, little tiny bend in them, neutral position, shoulder width apart. Take one hand, and I want you to just take and now just concentrate on bringing that arm back as far as you can. This is a great exercise to do absolutely anytime you think of it. And back to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're rolling that back, feeling the stretch all the way through. Again, only go back as far as is comfortable for you. Keep the shoulders back. As long as you keep the shoulders back, you're not going to hurt the lower back. Bring it back again. Squeeze it. This is called the open book, by the way. So I guess this part is the closed book. All right, other side. Open. Nice and wide. Reading the whole thing. And now you're going to shut the book because it's time to go to bed. And bring the arms down. Roll the shoulders back. All right. Last one we're going to do is a wood chopper. I love wood choppers, especially they hit all the joints and all the muscles. With a wood chopper, you bring your hands up overhead. You've got a little bend in those knees. You reach up as far as you can. Get these arms out. If you've got it like this because the arms won't go here anymore, they will go there. I promise you. Just got to get them there again. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down. We're going to bring the arms across. And as we do, we're with a straight back, we're going to go down and we're going to stretch out. Now, you may only be able to get to here. That's fine. You're going to see the knees bending. You're going to get the hips bending, the elbows, and coming back up. See now I pick my foot up in the back. Heel is up. So I pivot off that back foot so I can get the ankle involved. And now bring it down. Crossbody, rolling, reach down, and come back up again. Take your time. Keep the hands in towards the body. Reach up. Rotate. Watch those hands so you're getting the neck at the same time. This is a great one in the morning. If you first get up for a stretch, because it gets every joint and down and every muscle. All right, roll the shoulders back. We have to do the other side. Balance in all things. Arms up. Across the body again, feet are parallel, a little wider apart. You're going to come down, bring those arms close. You're going to start rotating through the back. But remember, that back stays up. Don't lean into it. A lot of people want to lean deep into it. You don't want to do that. Toe on the back, we're pivoting off of. Trailer toe, always stretch it out. Back is straight. And back up again, nice and long. Reach it out and coming down. And out. All right, shake that out. Let's go into doing some stuff. We're going to start with squats. If you need, take a break, get some water, make sure you hydrate. Remember, we don't realize how thirsty we are. When it's cold, as we get older, we lose that sensation that we are thirsty. So I want to make sure that you are doing that. Take your weights if you're going to use weights. This can be done without weights. All of them can. You don't have to have the weights. If you've got them, go ahead and use them. So first thing I'm going to start out with is that squat. Just a simple squat. You can come down a couple inches, stop here if you have to, and come back up again. Squeezing the butt as you come back up. So you're out. Back stays straight. The shins, lower legs, and the torso are supposed to be about in the same plane. Down, because you don't want to be down here. Everybody loves doing that. Stay here and come back up again. Nice and slow. Squeeze the butt. Snap it in place. Back down. Stop. And squeeze back up. When you get to the end of a range of motion, you always want to stop. When you have to re-engage to start up again, it's a lot more work, but it's a lot safer for your joints. So you're actually getting a better workout and keeping yourself safer than if you bounce and back. What I mean by bouncing is you get down here, then you just pop right back up again. That does not work. So work on that. If this is too much, hang on to the back of a chair. The important thing is learn to kick that butt out instead of just dropping straight down. That butt comes right out. Next one, go down to just one weight. So set one of the weights down, or soup cans, or whatever you're using. So we did that alternating lunge going forward. We're going to do that again. This time what we're going to do is, as we go down, I want you to take that weight straight back. You've always got a straight back, and you're going to take that weight and come around the legs 3 times and back up. Now with the opposite leg, same thing, step it out, find your balance first before you start doing anything else, and then bring that weight of whatever you're using around 3 times and back. Huge core exercise. You're stepping forward. It's the core that's keeping you from going side to side. 2, 3, and back up. Other side, stepping out. If this gets to be too much, get rid of the weight and just roll the hands around like this and back up. Other side, out. 1, 2, 3, and up. Step out with that other one. This is a great balance exercise because the core is keeping you from your upper body from doing this. If your upper body's doing that, then the core needs to be stronger, and we will work on that. That's what this is all about. 2, 3. Remember, everybody starts in a different place, so everybody gets stronger. It's just a matter of where you started from. That's all that. It's not about how far somebody else is. It's about how far you can get from where you're at. Next one we're going to do is a sumo squat. So grab that second weight if you want to. Otherwise, just use the one. It's up to you completely. If you're going to use 2 weights, what I want, the feet are out at a 45-degree angle. The knees, let's start out just coming down first. Just do a little bend. Don't go down very far. Again, it's butt back, but go straight back, and you come down that way. I'm actually bringing my toes up off the floor, and then roll it back up again with the hips. Coming down, keeping that back fairly straight. It's all about the butt going out. Squeeze the legs. As you come up, work these muscles right between the legs. Those are the ones that we're hitting, those adductor muscles. So come down, stop, roll the hip, squeeze the legs as you come up. And again, back down, making sure those knees are right over the toes. A lot of times they want to collapse. Don't let that happen. Work the outsides of the hip at the same time by forcing those legs to stay right where they are. Down, roll it, snap it back up again. A couple more times, coming down, stop, roll, stop, drop, and roll, and back up. Down, butt back, chest out, stop, hold for just a count, and push back up. The longer you can stay down, the more you're going to burn those muscles. You're putting more stress on them, more tension. The longer you keep that on, the more you're going to break that muscle down, which is when it starts to rebuild. Next, deadlift. 2 weights or no weights. I'd like you to start well with no weights if you've never done this. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring those shoulder blades back. This is a hip hinge. So a hip hinge is you're taking this, and all that happens is you're moving that part of your body only. The hinge is where the joint is, and then you come back up again. Nice and easy, and back up. Don't let those shoulders roll forward. That's the first thing that people want to do is just let those shoulders come in as they go down. Keep them back there. And up. So with the deadlift, what we do, we keep just a little bit of bend in the knee. And everything happens here. You're going to feel stretching happening right in the hamstrings in the back of the legs. When you get to that spot, stop. Let it stretch just a little bit, and then roll back up. Squeeze from the butt. Use the muscles in the back of the leg to pull you back up again. If your shoulders roll forward, you're going to try to use that lower back, and it's not made for that. The legs and the butt are supposed to work. So squeeze those heels, and all of the back of that leg is going to help you get back up again. So these are all balance moves, but they're all lower body mobility moves. They keep your hips straight and strong, and they make your muscles strong so that you can pick your foot up when you walk. Reach it up, nice and slow. We're going to do one more. Flat back, shoulders back. Stop when you can feel those muscles stretching, and roll it back up again. Take a break. Let's put those down. We're going to go into the upper body. So we'll come back to lower body. I just want to give one set of muscles a break before we go into before we go back at them again. So you may want to use a little lighter weight here. I got my cheat sheets right here. You may want to use a little lighter of a weight here. So it's up to you. Decide what works for you. Maybe no weights, but get into it. Now, if you get tired, if your legs are really tired after what we just did, sit in the chair. If you've got a chair next to you, take it easy. These upper body exercises can all be done from the seated position, so you don't have to worry about having to stand there the whole time. If you can do it standing up, go ahead. It's a great thing. I mean, because again, you're using that core to keep your balance. All right, I talked through it. You got your drink of water. We're all set. First thing I want you to do, the palms will be up, and you're going to bring those hands around, holding them. So what you're going to do is the only hinge that works is the elbow. So you come up, the weights go out and come back in again, stopping at the top, coming back down. When you come down, it's nice and straight. Keep those elbows right next to the side of the body all the way. Let that weight get way out there. At this point is where it weighs the most because it's the farthest away from the body. Keep those shoulder blades back and come back down. Really take your time. A lot of people like to do is they start to get tired and they go like that to get the momentum going. That's terrible. You kill your back. Just take it nice and slow out and back down again. Bring it up. Roll the shoulder blades back. Keep that neutral position. Don't let the back move. And back down. The only thing that's moving here is that elbow. Back up. And coming back down again. All right. Shake that up. Let's go to a hip hinge again like we did before. So you're going in that butt out, back is straight, head's looking out in front of you so that the spine is in a straight line from the tailbone all the way up into the base of the skull. And we're going to take a tricep extension, which is taking the hands up. Again, elbows right next to the body, weights up front. If you're ready, as if you're skiing. So you got a little bend in those knees too, but not way up front. You're going to take those arms and swing them back. Stop right here and slowly bring them back up again. As you're pushing those back, it's like you're pushing yourself with ski poles. You're making yourself move. Don't just swing them. Don't let momentum do anything. I want you to use your muscles to make it work. Stop and back up again. It works so much better when you hold that up there for just a count. If you can't hold it up there for a count, you need to go with something lighter. And again, up. So you don't have to go really deep, but the deeper you can go, the more it works those muscles because the more gravity is working against you. But if you can only get down this far, stay there. Because if your shoulders are going down, it's the wrong thing. Back and up. Let's do two more. Up, hold it, and back down. And one more back. And coming forward. All right. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to take a break with those for just a second. So we did the front of the arms with the bicep curl. We did the back of the arms with the kickbacks. Next thing we're going to do is the shoulder blades, that muscle right between the shoulders. So you're going to go back into that hip hinge, butt back. So what you got is a little bend in the knee. Knees are over the ankles. And your hips, you're hinged at the hips, and you're right over those thighs. This time what you're going to do is pulling those weights out, just a little bit of an angle. You're going to bring those elbows back as far as they'll go. Keep the shoulders down. Don't let them come up here. Keep them down here. Squeeze it. Feel that muscle between the shoulder blades working. And out. Again, up. If your back's getting sore, move up. Don't put so much pressure on it. And bring them back. Squeeze those muscles between the shoulder blades. And back down. Muscles pull. So that muscle between the shoulder blades, that's our posture muscle, opens up those shoulders, helps stabilize the shoulder blades for the shoulders. Bring it back, squeeze, and back down. One more time. I want you to come up on each side. Squeeze it nice and tight going back. Forward again. And go ahead and stand up. Take a little break. We're going to go out to the sides this time with the weights. So you're definitely going to want to use a lighter weight on this one. I'm going to use no weights because 10s are the only thing I've got, and it's just too much for my shoulders. So I'll show you the move. We'll do them. Again, no weights or very, very light weights. To be safe, here's the safe way to do this move. You've got just a little bend in the elbow. What you do is you bring the arms up on the sides. As you bring them up, that arm turns so the palms stay facing the floor and come back in towards the hips. So you're rotating that arm as you come up, stopping here. Never go higher than this point right here. Anything above that on the side like that, it just stresses that shoulder out completely. That joint gets really hurt, especially if you get up to that 210 position. That's the worst. and back down. So we're taking our time with it. We've got the weights in the sides of our hands. We got our shoulder blades back. Really important on this one. Shoulder blades back. Bring those weights up. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. We're working the muscles in the shoulders, but we're also working those muscles in the between the shoulder blades if we keep them back. And coming down again, nice and slow. Don't let them just drop down. Bring it up, squeeze, and back down. One more time. Bring it up, stop when the arms are parallel to the floor, and come back down nice and slow. All right. Roll the shoulders out. We're going to do that same kind of move, but we're going to go out front this time. So when we come out the side, it's working this muscle. There's 3 muscles around the shoulder. We're working this middle one. When we go up front, we're working this muscle in the front. So we're going to take the weights, hold them in your hands, hold them right next to your legs. In the front, little nice posture. Make sure that you've got your neutral position. And we're going to, with that little bend in the elbow again, you're going to bring the weights up in front, stopping right when they're in front of you. Hold for just a count. And come back down again. Hold the core nice and tight on this. This is a core exercise. Bring it up, squeeze, and back down again. Let's do it a couple more times. Bring it up, hold, come back down, squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're going to do it one more time. Bring it up, hold right there just for a count, and bring it back down again. Roll the shoulders out. See, if you contract the muscles, if you keep them nice and tight, when you do any of these moves, you're going to feel all the work being done in the arms without the weights needing them. All right, so we worked the front and back of the arms. We gripped the weights, so we've got the forearms that we worked to. We got the middle of the back. We've got the front and the side of the shoulder. So what we haven't gotten yet is the back of the shoulder. What you're going to do is take those weights again, just like with the side and the front. We're going to do a back raise. So I want you to get into that hip hinge again, knees over the ankles. Bring the arms and bring them up. And hold that core nice and tight as you do it. Make sure that back stays straight, shoulders stay back and down. Bring it up, only as high as is comfortable for you, where you can stop just for a count, and back down. So again, muscles pull, so that muscle's pulling that arm right straight up. And back down again. You got that little bend in the knee, a little bend in the knee. Bring it back. Back is straight. Arms. So your elbows aren't moving here. The only thing that's moving is those shoulders. And back down. I want you to do it one more time. We're going to bring it up. Stop. And back down again. Bring it up. All right. Put the weights down. Grab a drink if you need it. I need it. So we're going to go, next one we're going to do is into the balance move. So if you've got your chair or your stick, grab it. If you don't have it, put us on pause, and then just go ahead. We'll wait here. We're in no hurry. So the important thing to know, cheat sheets again. Whenever you're doing balance exercise, balance comes from your brain. It works its way down. So you've got these little sensors in your body. So if you start going off to the side like this and falling this way, signal goes up to the brain that all the weight's over here. It's got to push you back. Comes up, tells the muscles what to do to bring you back over again. Two things have to happen. That synapse has to happen. It's got to go all the way through the body. The other thing that has to happen is when it sends the signal back, it's got to be read, and the muscles have to be strong enough to do it as well. So a couple things happen. What we like to do as we get older and we don't challenge our balance all the time, we forget that. It is use it or lose it. It absolutely is. So we're doing a lot of brain training on this. So what we do is we take it to a point that's just a little challenging, a little maybe uncomfortable, but never to a point where you don't feel in control. So you're just going to take and go to the side. As we teach the body to do that and come back, then we can teach it to do this a little more and bring it back. And eventually we can bring it out, start bringing that other leg up. So it's a progression. It's a slow progression that comes, but it comes back. That's the important thing. When you get tapped, you get hit. When you get pushed when you're outside, in a crowd, something like that, you need your brain to be able to think. You don't have time. You can't consciously think about that. What is happening is your brain's doing it for you. All right, enough of that. Starting out with, once you take the stick, or if you're on a chair, come to the side of the chair. We're just going to pick that leg up. We're going to tap the toe out and back. So bring it up, tap, up, and back. Up, out, up, and back. So what you're doing is you're controlling that toe. So I've got to point it down. As I come forward, I keep that toe pointed and back up and down. Let me do it from the side so you can see that. The toe's down. I stick it out. You can feel the muscles stretching back up and down. The muscles that work that leg or that foot like that to do it are really fine motor muscles. So you've got those big clunky muscles that let you do this all you want. But that muscle's taking your leg wherever it wants to take it. I want you to put the leg where you want it to go. So you're picking it up. You're deciding you're going to place it right there. You bring it up and back down. You are in control of that. We're going to do the same going out to the side. So bring it up, coming out to the side. Extend that toe out. Bring it back up nice and slow and down. Make those muscles work exactly how you want them to. Take it out nice and slow. Bring it up and back down again. Up, out, up, and back down. Last one we're going to do is going out the back. So it's the same thing. Pick that leg up, take it back, up, tap in the middle, up, out, extend that leg. You should feel the muscles in the upper leg and the butt working. Up, out. Your other leg might be getting a little tired. That's good. We're supposed to be working all the muscles. Back. Heard somebody call this a twofer because you get both hips with this one. Up, back, up, and down. So let's just we're not going to put those moves all together, but what I want you to do is you're going to take that foot and you're going to bring it out in front of you. Hold on to the chair on this one because you're going to have a lot of movement. So what you're going to do is you're going to move the foot all the way around. As your center of gravity keeps shifting, the brain's got to adjust to it. You're holding on to the stick right now, or the chair. I want you to bring that leg out in front of you, a little bend in the knee. I want you to roll it out to the side and then bring it behind you and stop. If you need to slide that toe on the floor, it makes you feel better, do it. But as you're doing that, maybe every once in a while, just pick it up off the floor just a little bit. See if you can do that. And eventually you'll be here. But again, slow. Remember, you're controlling these movements. Back. This really opens up this hips. Hips have a tendency to lock up. You need to be careful with that. So we do different exercises to get all sorts of movement in all direction. All right, let's go through that set on the other side. We'll go a little faster this time because I am running out of time. We're going to bring that foot up, out, up, and back down. Bring it up, tap to the front, up, and back down. Make sure that toe is right underneath the knee, out, up, and down. A lot of times the leg wants to do this when you pick it up. These muscles are tight, these are weak. So you want to force that leg to go straight, up, and down. We're going to go out to the side. Up, tap out, in, back down. Up, muscles on the side working here, bring that leg up, and back down. Feel every muscle controlling every bit of the move. There's no point where you're letting go and letting momentum or gravity or anything take control. Out, especially on this one. Slowly drop it back down. Up, out. You want to get those smooth movements so that when you're out and about, you have that same smooth movement. It just becomes natural for you. We're going to go back, so bring it up, tap back, up, down, up, tap back. Straighten that leg out as much as you can. Up and down. Bring it up. That was not me falling, I promise. Back up and back down. I might have stumbled a little bit. But here's what I always tell people. If you have that where you're going, wah, like that, that's a good thing because you're really, really challenging your balance at that point. You're really teaching the brain what to do. And back down. All right, all the way around, halfway around the clock. Up, around, back. Stop it. Again, take your time with it. Don't just swing it. Don't let momentum just grow in your back like that. You are controlling that all the way around. You're making all those muscles up in the top of the hip work, through the side of the hips, up and back again. So you might have only been able to do this with it, and that's fine. Here's what I challenge you to do, though. All of these exercises, these balance exercises, can be done any time. Please do them whenever you have the chance. You're standing at your kitchen counter. You want to do something? Bring that leg up and out. Tap it back. Stand on the side, you can step forward. So always be doing these exercises. The more you can do them, the more you train your brain, the more you work the muscles. All right, next one we're going to do is we're going to bring the leg out to the side. So this is a leg raise. There we go. end. So I want you to bring that foot up. Most important thing on this one, notice my toe. Everybody's toe wants to go here. They want these muscles that are strong. Strongest muscles will always take control. You need to override that. So you're going to keep that toe almost a little bit in with the heel out, and you come right out the side and come back in again. You don't go very high. You keep a bend in that knee. You don't lean the opposite direction. That doesn't make that hip work. Come up. You should feel this in the side of the hip and through the glute, right in the middle of the butt and through the hip. So again, bring it. You're going to have that leg up. You're going to bring it up to the side, and it's going to stay right in line. And if you need to, tap that foot down and bring it back in. But really tighten up these muscles in the side of the hip and bring it back down. Let's do the same on the other side. With the foot up, and we're going to bring that leg out. Again, toe is forward. Please keep the toe forward. It's the hardest thing to get people to do. It wants to go there because those are the muscles that are going to do all the work. And back down. They're also the tightest, and we got to get those stretched out as well as make them strong. And back down, back up, right out the side, right out the side. Bring it back down. 2 more times. Up, toes pointed forward, and back down. When you get to the top, you want to stop, because what eventually we're going to do is we're going to pulse, and we're going to keep it right up there, which really works that joint right there, but we'll work up to that. That's not our first thing we do. Next thing I want you to do is we're going to come up on the toes, so we're just going to bring those heels up. Going to take, holding onto that stick, holding onto the back of the chair, and I want you to come up on your toes. Hold there for just a second and come back down. The muscles should feel like they want to cramp up, which mine just did. Bring them up. Hold as high as you can get them. And back down. So we're strengthening up the muscles in the back of the leg. Back of the leg are lifting. They're pulling that heel up, stretching out the front of the calf at the same time that we're raising the back, strengthening those muscles, and we are making the ankles much stronger. And that's something we'll work on a lot. Coming up, hold, and back down. So when you come up, remember, don't come up any higher than the ball of the foot. It's that ball of the foot that is doing all the leverage work. So you come up, squeeze it, and back down again. Remember, toes are not made to handle your weight. That's not what they're there for. They're there to keep that balance. Keep the weight evenly distributed all the way across the ball of the foot. A lot of people will go out like this. I did. When I first started this and I went up on my toes, they always wanted to roll out like that. It took a lot of work, bringing my knees in just a little bit to get those muscles strong. You'll also lengthen out that muscle back behind the big toe, great toe. All right, this is what we're going to do is just bring that leg up, squeeze it, and bring it back down again nice and slow. We're strengthening these muscles in the back of the leg. Bring it up, squeeze it as high as you can get, and back down, making sure that the legs are parallel on the way up, and coming back down again. Let's do it a couple more times. Don't do that move. That is not part of the routine. And back down one more time. Up. Squeeze it. Notice my torso right up and down. A lot of people want to lean forward on this one. Nope. To make these muscles work, we got to do it the other way. So the only joint that's moving, again, is the knee. Up. Squeeze it. Feel those muscles contracting. Feel like they want to cramp right up. Bring it up. When you come back down, give that foot just a rest for a second before you bring it back up, or that leg. Back up. Squeeze it. Hold it for a count. Really contract those muscles one time. Like you can get just a little millimeter, centimeter out of it, because you're going to squeeze it just a little more. And bring it back down. Nice job. We're going to try to cool off here. Got to go quickly, though. We're going to go into that split stance again. So you're going to have the back foot, heel up. I want you to just keep a hand on this chair or on the stick and just come down and roll. Push back up on that stick to get you back up again. So down. Use that to get you back up. Again, back down. Hold. And back up. Flip around to the other side. And coming down. Torso's right up and down. And up. You don't have to go down that far. And don't push hard on the way up. Just work those muscles nice and light. Give them a chance to cool down. Up. One more time down. And bring it back up again. All right, bring that stick out in front of you. We're just take and bring it around to the side. Keep the torso forward, stretching out the shoulders, coming around. Nice and slow, back to front. And over to the other side. All the work is happening. This back shoulder is the one that's leading and coming back. So what I want you to do this time is you're going to come up on that toe on the back foot. You're going to have that stick out there and bring it around. back to center. Let me get on the side for the other side. So we're just going to come around, up. This isn't the other side. I did the same. Hopefully you're doing the other side. And back up. This falls into do what I say, not what I do. Okay, coming down. Just a little bit of a bend. Bring it up overhead. Stretch those out. Again, back down. Butt comes out. You don't go down very far. And back up. And one more time. Down. Take your time with this. We just want to loosen those muscles up just a little bit. All right, get rid of your chair, get rid of your stick. You don't need it anymore. And take the hands. We're going to intertwine the fingers, and we're going to put them up overhead, palms away. If you can't get like this, you can go like this. Bring the hands like this. The most important thing is that you're stretching those arms out. You want to get that full length back in the arms. I want you to bring it down to your right side first. Bring that shoulder up and over. Hips don't move. You'll notice that they're staying right there. This all happens from above the hips through the torso. Take a deep breath in. As you fill your lungs, you'll feel that rib cage open up and come back down. Bring those arms right down in front till they're even with the floor. Then roll the shoulders forward, bringing that chin to the chest. Feel the stretch through the middle of the back. Try to roll that back just a little bit more, pushing the shoulders out a little bit more. Deep breath in, stretch it out, and back in. Bring the hands behind the back. Palms are up. Bring those fingers together. Roll the shoulders back. I want you to bring them all the way back and take a nice deep breath in. As you fill the lungs, push the stomach out and bring those shoulders down. You'll feel the air go right down to the lower part of the lungs. And exhale. Again, bring those shoulders down. Deep breath in, and as you are done with that, force it down with the stomach out and exhale. All right, let's finish up. Last thing we're going to do here. Thank you guys for working with me today. I really appreciate it. Arms up overhead. Remember, you should be stretching every day. You should be doing some sort of aerobic, little walking or something. Come down, come back up again. And any of these balance exercises you can do at any time. Just make sure you're always safe. You got something to hang on to. One last time, bring it up. Deep breath in, push it down, and exhale, bringing those arms down. Keep the shoulder blades back as you come down, opening up the front of the chest, front of the shoulders. Just stop right here. Take one last roll back with the shoulders, and now take one last deep breath. And as you exhale, just let all the joints release and relax. Go sit down. Make sure you have something to drink first, though. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.